There is something quietly intriguing about the people who move through the digital world without leaving a trail of selfies behind. People who exist online yet choose not to show their face, as if they're present but slightly out of reach. In a space where everyone is encouraged to reveal more, share more, expose more, their silence becomes a kind of mystery. While others carefully curate their identities through filters, angles, poses, and smiles meant to be consumed by strangers, these individuals opt out of the visual performance entirely. And whether you notice them or not, there's a psychology beneath this choice that says far more about them than any photo ever could. Have you ever wondered what it truly means when someone refuses to post their picture online? Are they hiding something? Or simply choosing not to be part of a game that doesn't feel authentic to them? And what does your own posting behavior say about the way you see yourself? The moment you ask these questions, you realize something. The absence of an image becomes its own form of expression. Not posting a photo isn't the absence of identity. It is a deliberate signal, conscious or not, about boundaries, comfort, self-concept, and psychological needs. And while the digital world tells us that visibility equals value, the truth is far more nuanced, and it starts with understanding how the human mind constructs identity in a social space. Psychologists have long pointed out that identity is not fixed but performed. Irving Goffman, a sociologist whose work is foundational to understanding human behavior, compared social interaction to a stage where everyone plays a role. In today's world, social media has become the largest stage of all. The lighting is artificial, the audience is invisible, and the scripts are vague, but heavily implied. You're supposed to look happy. You're supposed to look successful. You're supposed to be seen. And yet, some people willingly step off stage. Their refusal to play the role is not a flaw. It is a different psychological orientation toward visibility, validation, and self-expression. For some, this choice is rooted in introversion. Introverts are not necessarily shy, rather, they are energized by private, internal experiences rather than public exposure. When everyone around them posts their faces, their meals, their outfits, and their personal milestones, the introverted mind might see all of this not as self-expression, but as a performance that drains more than it gives. They don't post their picture because doing so feels unnecessary, burdensome, or simply disconnected from how they naturally relate to the world. They don't need to be seen to feel real. Think about a person who spends more time observing than speaking. They might enjoy the content others share, quietly liking posts or reading captions, but they have no desire to be the center of digital attention. Their sense of self does not hinge on external validation. In psychodynamic terms, their self-worth is internally sourced rather than externally constructed. While extroverts gather energy from engagement and visibility, introverts protect their energy by limiting exposure. Not posting a photo is a form of emotional conservation, a quiet guard against overstimulation. But introversion is only one angle. For others, the decision not to post their photo stems from something deeper, a boundary shaped by vulnerability. Psychologists studying attachment theory have noted that individuals with more cautious or avoidant attachment styles often maintain emotional distance until trust is firmly established. In face-to-face relationships, this might appear as being slow to open up or needing more time to feel safe. Online, this dynamic transforms into guardedness towards sharing personal details, including images of themselves. The digital world feels unpredictable, and unpredictability can feel unsafe. Posting a face can feel like opening a door into one's life, even if only symbolically. A photo can be interpreted, judged, commented on, criticized, compared. For someone with a sensitive or anxious emotional system, this exposure may feel overwhelming. They may worry about how they look, how others will perceive them, or whether they meet invisible standards that social media amplifies. For these individuals, avoiding photos is not about hiding, it is about control. It is about protecting one's emotional space, from unfiltered scrutiny. Yet there is a third group whose psychology is rooted not in fear or introversion, but in something entirely different: autonomy. Some people simply refuse to let a platform define them. For them, privacy is not a defense mechanism. It is a personal philosophy. They value the right to their own narrative, and they do not feel compelled to participate in a culture of constant sharing. Their sense of self is based on internal coherence rather than social performance. They may be confident, grounded, socially capable, yet uninterested in using their face as a form of content. These individuals often have high digital literacy. They understand how algorithms work, how data is stored, how images can circulate without their consent. Their boundaries are proactive rather than reactive. They do not post their picture. For the same reason they do not overshare in casual conversations. They understand the long-term implications of exposure. They prioritize long-term privacy over short-term attention. Interestingly, research on self-presentation theory shows that people who refrain from posting their photos often have a more stable sense of identity offline. They are less influenced by trends, less dependent on social comparison, and less likely to modify their behavior to fit expectations. In psychological terms, they score higher in self-differentiation, the ability to maintain one's own beliefs and preferences even in the face of social pressure. But what about the quiet complexity of self-esteem? Some assume that people who avoid posting photos have low self-esteem. Sometimes this is true. Self-consciousness can make someone reluctant to show themselves. Body image issues, unresolved insecurities, or internalized criticism can create emotional barriers. The world has become saturated with unrealistic beauty standards, and the camera, once a simple tool for documenting life, has turned into a measuring stick for worth. For individuals struggling with self-image, avoiding photos may be a coping mechanism that reduces anxiety. However, the opposite is equally common. Some people with high self-esteem do not post photos because they do not feel the need to prove themselves. They do not measure their worth by how many likes they receive. They feel complete with or without digital admiration. Their self-perception is not constructed by the gaze of others, but shaped by their internal experiences, accomplishments, and private relationships. They view social media as a tool rather than a mirror. Sometimes the reason is cultural. In certain communities, privacy is deeply valued. Family norms may discourage posting images publicly. Cultural beliefs surrounding modesty or safety may shape behavior. A person raised in this environment learns early on that public exposure invites unnecessary attention. Their decision is not personal insecurity, it is cultural wisdom. Then there are individuals who simply understand the power of selective presence. They exist in the digital world strategically, not compulsively. They share only what they choose, when they choose, how they choose. They do not give the algorithm more than what is necessary. To them, withholding a photo is not a lack, it is a form of discipline, perhaps even self-respect. They do not need to explain themselves. Their absence from the visual space is intentional, grounded, and meaningful. Consider this: most people post pictures because they want to feel connected, validated, or remembered. Those who don't post pictures often find these needs fulfilled elsewhere, through close relationships, meaningful conversations, creative pursuits, or real-life experiences that do not require an audience. Their identity is lived, not displayed. As you reflect on these different psychological angles, the deeper truth reveals itself. Not posting one's photo is not about hiding. It is a different way of being. It challenges the assumption that visibility equals value. It suggests that identity can exist without performance. It reminds us that privacy is not outdated, it is increasingly rare and therefore increasingly powerful. And maybe this leads you to wonder about yourself. Do you post because you want to, or because you feel you should? Do you show your face because it represents who you are, or because it fills an unspoken expectation? If you stopped posting tomorrow, would you still feel seen? By yourself? By the people who matter? By the life you live offline? In the end, The psychology of people who don't post their photo on social media is not a single story, but a spectrum of motivations: introversion, vulnerability, autonomy, security, confidence, culture. Their choice is a quiet rebellion against a world that equates presence with exposure. And their silence leaves us with a final reflection. Sometimes the most powerful statement you can make in a world obsessed with visibility is to remain unseen. If you found this analysis meaningful, consider supporting the channel by liking the video, subscribing, or sharing it with someone who might appreciate a deeper understanding of human behavior.